Hello, hello, and welcome to the first episode of VAR Travels, being shot here in the XR Cast studio on the Penn State Behrend Campus. My name is Marcus. I'll be the co-host over here.
And I'm Lauren. I'm in headset today.
Yeah. Today we're going to be exploring the Google Earth VR program, and we'll be taking a look at my hometown or home city, if you want to call it that. I mean, it is a city. So yeah, if you want to hop right in, Lauren.
Alrighty.
Okay. So you know where Pittsburgh is.
I know where Pittsburgh is, but I'm gonna type it in anyways.
Yeah, where the
Pittsburgh.
navigation in Google is interesting. Google Earth VR.
Absolutely.
So there's Pittsburgh, and just to give you a little bit of insight, it might actually be easier if you use the other way.
Stay out? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So zoom in a little bit more. Right where that blue is actually is
Right where
perfect.
that blue is.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit
I'm
more.
learning how to zoom still.
Yeah.
Zoom. Tilt down. Rotate. Where's the zoom? There we go. I apologize.
Yeah. See that Mount Washington right there? Oh, perfect. So stay right there, and then drag up. Yep. The way you're doing it is right. Yep. Actually, you see my more to the right. A little bit more. A little more than that. And then see that Emerald View Park? This is where I grew up. Like where your blue thing is, up 3 streets.
Up 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're right here.
Yeah, and then zoom in a little further.
100%.
Yeah, and a little more.
I'm on my way. 1 sec. I have to go into the other view if you want to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Give me a sec. I already know where I'm
So,
going.
yeah, if you can get back there.
Beep.
I was born and raised in Mount Washington. Not quite that one, but one more street up. That's Ruxton.
That's Ruxton.
No, the other direction.
The other direction. We're going over here.
You actually see my house. See those houses right there, the 4 lined up?
Uh-huh.
That rightmost one was mine growing up.
This is you?
That was my house.
Oh,
and if
so
you want to try to get down to street level.
Boop.
Yeah.
Is that you?
No.
No.
Yep, this is not my street. It's one street down.
Oh, goodness.
So
there might not be street view for yours.
There definitely is. You just got to.
Definitely is, he says.
Get to the right.
Get to the right one. My dude, I'm at your house. Still not it?
There it is.
There we go.
Wow, they did not take care of that.
No.
We don't live there anymore. But yeah, that wall right out front, we had so many stairs getting in. Carrying up groceries was always a pain. We never had a garage or anything, so we were parked right there. We had that telephone pole. There was this speed limit sign that was our entertainment. And then, yeah, I really loved the front porch. I remember growing up, we were originally only allowed on the front porch. So we would just kind of be looking down at people. I remember one time we had hockey sticks, and we were kind of like playing around a little bit where, you know how a hockey stick has, the thing at the end. So we were pointing at people like it was a little bit of like a rifle or whatever. And then the one lady actually like stopped in her car, and she got out, and she was like livid at us. I remember that.
Oh, Lord.
She's like, don't point things at people like that. I'm like, what the heck? I'm sorry. But if you look a little to the right.
Little to my right.
Yeah, I guess you're not gonna see it, but there used to be a pine tree all the way up there. And we were only allowed on the left side of the street here. We were always only allowed on that side. And we would ride, there was a little bit of a hill. If you go back out to the, you can see like right where that triangle is right there. A little bit further down. Right.
Further down?
See that triangle right?
Gotta be more descriptive, my
friend. Now up a little bit.
Up a little bit. Right here, this floating triangle?
So that green area right there is that used to have a pine tree right towards the bottom of it. So there's just enough of like a hill that we would, pedal our bikes up and then be able to turn around and just fly down. It was like 5 miles an hour, but for us it felt great. And then we would go all the way down there, the whole way past my house. If you turn back the other way, there's the house right there. And then right there at the corner, that's Judicial. And there's a bus stop there. And our parents would be like, you're only allowed, we went in stages. It was like, first it was like the porch. And then when we were allowed onto the sidewalk to ride bikes or whatever, it was like, okay, you're allowed up to the one house. And then
it was like an age thing. It was like you finally earned it.
Yeah, you finally earned it. You can go all the way up to the pine tree. And then we can go from the pine tree down to the bus stop on that side. But that was as far as we were allowed to go. I remember that.
That's cool.
And then, when we finally got old enough, if you look back towards that right side.
Back toward the right side.
Other direction.
Other direction. Well, that's... Oh, that is the right... I'm losing it.
And then see how there's those blue towers up there? If you start flying kind of up that hill, and then to the left a little bit.
To the left a little bit.
They call it... I guess they call it Emerald View Park, but like realistically, we just always call it a Grandview Park.
Is that right here?
There's that whole area right there, and then if you look more to the left.
More to the left. Oh, it's right down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, right there, they would call it Movies in the Park. That, for one, phenomenal view, right at the top of our hill. That was another thing. Like, okay, you're allowed to go up to Grandview, but there was always a really dangerous bend there, so we had to be careful.
Wow.
But there's that amphitheater there. They would do Movies in the Park right there, and everybody on that hillside would have blankets and everything, and then. Yeah, you probably could get...
Can I try? Hey!
Yep. Yeah, so that's the amphitheater there where they would have the movie playing, and then there's like a bunch of seats right there where the rock is. But if you turn around, there's just a huge hillside. So there would be just like,
wow.
I don't know, at least 100 plus people or whatever, all stretched out at the nighttime. But I remember that was another thing. First we would go up there, and my mom would go with us so we could be up there later. But then when we started wanting to go by ourselves, it was like, all right, the movie starts at 9:30. You got to be home at like 10. So you didn't even really get to see the movie.
See half an hour of the movie.
Yeah.
I've only seen the intro to Bug's Life.
Yeah, it was like nothing, but it was still really good. And then if you want to zoom out a little farther, this whole Mount Washington, if you kind of just look down, we got so much like greenery on the side of the hill there. Once we got old enough, we would just go all hiking all through there.
Wow.
It was great. And then if you zoom in a little, this is hard to show navigation, but over more towards the left.
More towards the left.
If you follow that road and then take a right.
Take a right?
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Okay.
And see that that one road right on the edge there, that's called Grandview Avenue. That's the big like tourist attraction. So if you hop down to it, you'll see.
Whoop. Sorry, wanted to see what we could see.
Yeah, that's like an apartment building right there, very expensive. But if you look the other way.
Wow, check that out.
Yeah, it's awesome. And this is up there. Literally, we would, once we got old enough that we could get up to there, we would ride our bikes up. And then if you turn more to the right.
More to the right.
There's this little parklet where that girl's sitting. We would always kind of be chilling like right on that bench kind of thing there.
Wow.
And we're all like the community kids. We had a whole pack of us with bikes and everything. And then we would be like bored. We didn't really know what to do. So the incline is that yellow building down there.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it jumps you out, but you can, if you look more towards the right.
More towards the right.
That's
it's over here. Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. And you might even be able to get a view from on the incline. I wouldn't be surprised.
You think so? I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what I can get. Come on. Anything?
No.
Might.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Something. Keep looking. Oh, that one. That is a little area.
What is this?
Right next to the incline. If you look to the left. Wow, that's a really dark image.
Oh, there.
But the incline's right there, and there's this whole like area. It was always just kind of like a wasteland. Like nobody's ever really done anything to develop it.
I was gonna say.
It used to be like an old building, and then there's a bunch of graffiti and everything. But yeah, people would come down there and just hang out because it's kind of like a rough industrial view of the city, as opposed to up top. It was a lot cleaner and whatever, but it was still pretty cool. And down there's tons of trails and stuff through those woods.
Wow.
One time we actually went through those woods. Down to where there's the incline, and then we got the cops called on us because people were thinking we were messing with the incline.
Oh, great!
So, yeah,
nice.
So we had to run away.
You guys didn't stop and talk to the cops? You ran?
Well, someone from the incline said, "I'm gonna call the cops on you," and then we started running. We didn't believe that we weren't doing anything. So, but then we ran far enough, and then when we ended up turning around, like if you look towards the right,
right to the right, gotcha, right.
Yeah, it's like really hard to see, but see where those buildings far on that over there?
Right over here?
Yeah, we kind of got to somewhere over there and turned back around, and they were for real were like a bunch of cop cars up at the top of the incline. So we weren't even doing anything. I don't know.
Oh.
But if you hop back up.
Hop back up on my way.
Yeah, anytime we would be hanging out right on this stretch here, a bunch of people would come from the south side where there's that Station Square there. So whenever we would have all kind of like tourists up there, we would just mess with them.
See, I did see a shop sign. How do you mess with tourists? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we would kind of have like competitions with one another, who can get the most high fives or who can do whatever, like just run up the sidewalk and give high fives, or when that got a little boring we started to do people thought we had stuff on our hands. They were like, I'm not gonna touch your hand. I don't know what. It's like, geez, it was before COVID, way before COVID.
Oh god.
But we would do as well, I would be walking by and we would just try to mess with them and make them think we were weird. So as we were walking by, we'd sync up like we were on the phone. You're like, no, Mom, I don't want to come home and take a shower. Like, it's been
saying wacky crap.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Like, I don't know.
So, that's crazy.
But yeah, whenever there was football games or anything going on, we'd have just tons of people flock up there. So it'd be a lot of fun to just kind of hang out.
Say, where is the Pittsburgh Stadium? Like, is it still Heinz?
Yeah, if you look right there, stop. Yep, see that?
Yeah, I see that. I'm never going to miss that. I love the Steelers.
Yep.
Oh, I know I got a view in here.
Yeah, look at that. Those Heinz bottles aren't there anymore.
I know. Why on earth would they even take... whatever. I'm just mad that they took them down. I think they're so freaking cool.
Well, why would Heinz stop manufacturing in Pittsburgh? That's my question.
That's a really great question.
Yeah. And if you actually hopping out of there.
Yeah,
right on the north side. So I went to PA Cyber, so I was just homeschooled. We were those weird homeschooled kids in the community.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, but then when I got older, I ended up going to the community college for 1 year. And in this shot, see how there's that highway right there?
There's a highway? Is it right here?
And then literally, right there. Zoom in on that. Right there. Yeah, not quite that building.
Not quite this one?
I think that is one of the buildings, but the main building, if you go more to the right.
More to the right? We're talking like here?
No, right.
Right. I apologize. I'm not good with my rights or lefts. Right here.
Yep. Yeah, if you zoom in on that, I bet there's some. That's like the main kind of building. Nope.
That's not it. That's still Heinz.
I wonder if you're right out front, you should be able to see it. Right. Yeah, actually, right there. Yeah, do that one.
Do that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah, I forget the name of these buildings. I think one of them was Milton Hall or something.
Really nice.
It really isn't bad. This is CCAC. I went there for 1 year and just took like general classes and everything. Okay. Yeah, it was actually a pretty nice building on the left side. This building up there was the one to the right there. It was a really old style built in like the 60s, but it's actually not a bad building. It looks funky from the outside, but the inside, it wasn't too bad. Like, it actually got a decent amount of light, and it was a hardy building. I don't know if you can see it from other angles, but...
Oh, sorry, I gotta keep holding.
No, you can...
I might be able to.
You can hop out,
find out. Ooh, I mean, I can see it down... Ooh.
I guess they've been doing construction out front or something.
Yeah, so they got some stuff going over here.
Yeah. But it's like see how big that building is? It's like all over the place.
Big boy. What's going on? What is this? Because this is connected.
Yeah, that's like an auditorium that they have.
Okay.
And that was where I think the library building is. Yeah, try that.
Oh, we got a different view of the one building.
Yeah, see, it's a really odd shape. They didn't have any dorms or anything on this campus. It was too small for that. And I mean, they just have commuter students, but yeah. They actually had a lot of classrooms in there, and it was really nice. And then in that building towards the left, that was a science building. And I took a geology course in there, like in the way basement. And the guy was actually a really good guy. He taught me a lot. And then he also was like a real stickler about like, walk in this room, you turn off your phone. And at first it was like, you're thinking, okay, this is because he wants it. And he said, aside from just you not being on your phones, he's like, if you have this in your pocket for the whole time when you're down here in the basement, he's like, because you can't find service, your phone's going to be searching way more than it should, and you're going to get a ton of radiation right in your parts.
Was that ever proven as like a thing?
I mean, it made enough sense that I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn it off. He's making good points, And he taught me a lot about like hearing and stuff. Like he kind of taught, I think it was like just an earth science class. Okay. Yeah, it was an earth science class. I said geology, but we talked about geology because he was a geologist. But he actually did a lot of like, he really made it like, hey, I just want you to know about important science stuff. Yeah. So he brought in all kind of stuff like earplugs and talked about, look at these earplugs, look at those earplugs. She's like, these ones work like this if you're going to go shooting or if you're going to do something loud. He really talked about like, be careful of your hearing. If you lose it once, you lose it. He talked about like, health and safety for like radon and all this different stuff. Yeah, he was really good. So Yeah,
That's
it took several
wild.
people.
Say, hey Marcus, is this you down there?
It might be.
I'm like, no, I'm curious.
No.
Oh man. All right. What
Chances are it's not.
else? Aw.
And
He's
then
gone anyways.
yeah, that was pretty much what I went there for 1 year, and then I ended up coming up here to Penn State Behrend. So
which is beautiful.
It is very beautiful. But just the other day I watched take a look at the city. Turn real quick.
Look at the city.
I just watched a video the other day about how Pittsburgh is the bridgiest city, at least in that guy's opinion, and I 100% agree with
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, and actually, the real number is way higher.
I say these are just in view.
Yeah, and these are just the major river bridges. Like if you actually consider like all the bridges between the mountains, there's way more.
I say, there's like a whole system we got going here.
But I love being from Pittsburgh. It's a great place, and that's where I think we'll end for the day. It's just a little bit of a quick tour of generally where I'm from and some of what it was like growing up in the Pittsburgh area. So thanks for joining us on this first episode. Thank you, Lauren, for exploring. And yeah, come back for the next one.